Okay, good evening everyone. Welcome to yet another webinar by CA Club India. My name is Aishna and I am the assistant editor at CA Club India. And today we have with us CA Dinesh Videra, who will be sharing some insights on how we all can get an easy understanding of GST annual return. Sir is an associate member of ICAI and is my voice repeating?
No, it's fine.
Okay, I am so sorry for that. So, Sir is an associate member of ICAI and a GST practitioner. He has an abundance of experience and expertise in GST forms issued by GSTN and is also a faculty for accounting and GST for CA courses. Welcome to CA Club India, sir.
Thank you.
Before starting with the webinar, I would like to give a quick disclaimer to all the participants. This is going to be a speaker session, which will be followed by a Q&A session. So if you have any queries regarding GST annual return, please post it in the chat box during the Q&A session. Over to you, sir, now.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anshra. So, just let me have a confirmation first. Am I clearly audible to everyone?
So you're audible to me, but some participants are complaining that no audio.
Yeah.
Can you all just please confirm if sir is audible?
Yeah, please.
Yes, you are audible. So you can
Okay,
start.
that's great. That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, first of all, I would like to thank CA Club India and welcome all of you here for this session, which we called as a easy understanding of GST annual return. So let me first check whether I'm able to share my screen or not. So yeah, I'm here. So I'll be sharing my full screen. All right, here we go. That's all fine. We are here on the goods and service tax GSTN. We will be starting with a demo client, but before we straight away go to the GST forms, GSTR 9, just I have to confirm what is the what type of audience do we have in this webinar? Are we beginners? Are we experts? Have you filed the GSTR 9 ever before, or it's just the first time that we are understanding how to file the GSTR 9? Can I have the brief comment so it will be good for me to begin with? So yeah, I have the comment from people. This is the first time tax consultant, first time not yet filed. So okay, filed return, CA student से experience है, okay, GSTR 9 और 9C फाइल किया है, स्टूडेंट है, फर्स्ट टाइम है. So चलो मिक्स क्राउड है. Language, which language you will prefer? Complete English, Hindi English will do. Anything, both fine. Anybody uncomfortable with Hindi? So I will continue in English only. Okay. So we have RM Shama Mugam sir. He said English only, sir. Okay, I will try to be in English. Okay. So many people are there from the south. They will find it difficult to understand Hindi. No problem. We will continue in English only. All right. So okay. So let's start with the forms of annual return. So let's go table by table. I will try to understand what's your understanding is, and also will try to convey you what my understanding is regarding the forms. All right. So we have this client, his GSTR 9 for 1718 is filed. So again, to begin with the same thing, let's start with the table number 4. So I don't want this session to be the PPT type session. All right. So I will better try to make it a kind of a educational webinar where you can take notes, you can write down your own notes. I don't have a single PPT to show you because I believe that the PPTs really won't work. All right. So I'm sharing a screen here. I will be noting down something with all of you. It will also form part of our FAQs. So let's start with tables in GSTR 9. So our first table will be the table number 4. Of table number 4, what exactly you want to fill it here? So it's quite easy. There are a lot of views from different people that which detail is to be filled in table number 4. So we'll make it according to 2 years. Say this is for, you can make note if you want to. That will be much better if you really want this webinar to be a fruitful one for you. So I suggest all of you to be ready with a pen, pencil, or take the notes, whatever you want to write. So we will be going with here a table number. Then we will be marking, we will be making notes for say financial year 2017-18, and then for financial year 2018 and 19. So we'll be making note on real-time basis. We will be taking the FAQs on real-time basis. I will be answering all your questions, all your doubts, and accordingly, we will try to continue with this webinar. All right. I again request all of you, if possible, kindly switch off your cameras and mute your mic. It will be a good session. Chalo, theek hai. So here, details of advances, inward and outward supplies made during the financial on which tax is payable. This is what our table number 4 tells us, right? So table number 4, in my understanding, is nothing but the table which want you to disclose your actual audited turnover and tax liability for financial year. Now see, this is my understanding, table which want you to disclose your actual audited turnover and tax liability for the financial year. Now for 17-18, what you are supposed to fill in table number 4, part A, part B, part C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, everything. So I have this red line here. So can someone help me out how to remove this? Aisha, if you could help me removing this red line on my screen. I don't know how this appear here.
Sir, I'm not very sure myself as to how that appeared. Uh,
Okay, so please help me with this. It will be great. Thanks so much. All right.
if anyone knows how to remove that red line, please post it in the chat box.
Is there any option? I see a eraser here. Okay, I did it. Thank you. All right. So let's continue again. So for financial year 17-18 and for financial year 18-19, I will suggest you strictly fill sale figures, जिसको हम turnover भी बोलेंगे, and tax liability as per books. No matter even if it is auto populated. हम इसमें FAQ भी लेने जा रहे हैं. See, when you open this table number 4A and 4B, what you see, the auto populated figures. Auto populated figures of your B2C sales and your B2B sales. And there is a warning also, the fields where the system computed value would be modified by more or less than 20% shall be highlighted in the red for reference and attention. Let it be. Whatever the reference and attention the department wants to bring in, don't worry about that. Your books has been finalized. Now let me tell you what are the complications here. These figures have been popped up from the GSTR1 which you have filed. And I'm pretty sure that your GSTR1 even does not tally with your audited books or your final books of account, which you want the department to know. What could went wrong, I tell you, that you have made a B2B sales, but you have shown in a B2C. Reason? The GST number of your purchaser were not updated. Later on, you come to know that you have to switch sale from the B2C to B2B. You might have done it or you might have missed it. What I would suggest you, just erase all those auto-populated figure from here and fill your own actual figure of B2C sales and B2B sales. You got my point? Just don't worry about that. Whether you have make an amendment, whether you have put into B2C, you forgot to put it into B2B. Samay nikal gaya tha, time has been lapsed. What was the time given to amend the GSTR1 for 17-18. That was the 31st of March 2019. There are many cases where people notice that they has to had a show this bill as the B2B sales, but they have shown it as a B2C. Now you have no choice to amend it. You can use it here. Definitely go for it. Your books are ready. Your papers are ready. In your system, in your tally, you know that this is a B2B sales. Moreover, your buyer has claimed the credit. He will not see it in his 2A because you have never entered in your GSTR1. So he may be bothering you. Ab kya kare, what to do? I have bought from you. You forgot to show my credit in GSTR1. I can't see it in a GSTR2A. Don't worry. You play safe. You put your actual B2B sales for financial year. If you are talking about the financial year 17-18, for the 9 month of period from 1st July to 31st March, whatever your actual B2B sale is, as per the books, put it here. And whatever your actual B2C sales, put it here. Rest, if you have the zero rated supply, as per your books, strictly as per the books. If you have the supplies to ACZ for payment of tax, put it here. If you have a kind of a deemed export, you can show your value of export, your tax liability of I, C, and S, whatever it attracts. Then if you have taken the advances from someone and you are liable to pay tax on that, this requirement has been relaxed later on. But if you wish to pay, say, your tax liability on your advances as well, you can put it here, no problem. Inward supplies on which tax to be paid on the reverse charge basis. See, to confirm this figure, you will have to go into the debit of your trading account and profit and loss account. You will not get all these figures from a credit of your audited books. So go into the debit side of your trading and profit and loss account, identify those figures. No matter whether you are actually paid the RCM or not, if it is your liability, you are supposed to pay the tax on that. If had you been paid the RCM liability on time, you would have been eligible to claim the credit of that. If today for 17-18 or say for 18-19, you are disclosing your RCM liability, it is your liability, you will have to pay it along with the using the Challan DRC03 while filing the GSTR9, but you will not be able to claim the credit for the same. If for the financial year 17-18, if you have shown your RCM liabilities in 18-19 using 3B, I will come to that point. Everything will be cleared. Whatever doubt you have, a genuine doubt, I will try to cover it. Going ahead, is subtotal. I will explain it further. Credit note, which you have issued to your customers, your buyers, you can show here. Debit note, if you have issued, you can show it here. Further, I tell you, you also have the liberty to show the net figure here in B2B sales and B2C sales. You can definitely show your net values, net of debit note and credit note, not an issue. Definitely you can go for it. So first, let's come to the turnover part. What I do, I generally believe in a strong working using the Excel before we actually start filing the returns. So to start with the turnover, you will be able to download this Excel sheet I'm demonstrating you. It will be available on CA Club India website also. It is available there, but the updated version is not there. I will ask them to update. And another link is there on my website where you will find this Excel worksheet. This will really help you. Just you need to understand, you need to give a little time for it. We will continue. See, let's start with the turnover part first. So first, what we need to do before we start filing the GSTR9 for any year, we first need to confirm our turnover. So just pick up a audited financial statement for 17-18 if you are an auditing client. So on the credit side, particularly, if you are not a company, I'm talking about the traditional ways of trading profit and loss account, or even if you're a company, on your income side, you will see your gross income uh, in your heads. Does not necessary that हेड शुड मैच, जो भी है आपका क्रेडिट साइड में, जैसे आपका वन ऑफ माय क्लाइंट का एक डेमो पीस आई हैव टेकन, इसमें देयर इज अ वैट सेल बिकॉज इन 17-18 देयर वाज अ वैट. सी, मेक one thing very clear: until and unless you have the correct control over the 17-18 GSTR 9, there is no meaning to go for the 18-19. Trust me, even if you have filed your 17-18 GSTR 9, there is possibility that it might go wrong. So even if you are today, if you are filing your 18-19 GSTR 9, you will have to again go back to the 17-18 once. You will have to take comfort from there. You will have to make your all figures are properly shown where they are supposed to shown, and then only you can continue to the 18-19. And trust me, while filing the GSTR 9 for 19 and 20, you will have to come back to the 17-18. You'll have to come back to the 18-19, and then only you will be able to go correctly for 19-20. Because the very concept of financial year has been killed in this GST era. Mark my word. So even if we are gathered here to discuss the GSTR 9 for 18-19, let's first understand what was supposed to do in 17-18 correctly. So I will start with the 17-18 only. So if you are making note, you can write down that you can use this Excel utility. This is ready to use. I took a lot of efforts on preparing these Excel sheets. So purpose is it should fit for all the purposes. It should be comfortable for all kind of clients. All right. So when you start with the credit side or income side of your audited financial statement, note down every figure, whatever there on the credit side of trading account, as well as the credit side of P&L account. And trust me, credit side of a capital account also forms part of your turnover. Aapko turnover, you have to first match the turnover, actual turnover for the financial year. So what will include in the turnover? Everything which has been credited to your trading account, to your profit and loss account, and to your capital account as well. So for a time being, let's assume that there is no taxable amount which has been gone to the credit of your capital account. So we'll stick to the credit side of a profit and loss account and trading account. So sale will be there. Cash and other discount generally don't come into the trading account. It will come to the credit of a P&L. Commission received kind of thing, rent received, dividend received, any kind of other income will definitely form part of your credit side of your profit and loss account. Take everything. You will not find a total in a single terms, because you are allowed to manually add, excluding the closing stock. Then make a manual total and confirm this figure. Like here it is a something 6 crore 5,66,422. This will amount to your turnover. Now what? Now move ahead. Now start analyzing this turnover. Once you finalize your turnover, you are supposed to bifurcate your 12 months turnover into the 3 months of VAT, and again for the 9 months of 17-18. So first, for the 12-month figure, we will be using this column. So 17,88,000, 17 crore 88,000 is your annual turnover for 12 months. Go by the ledgers, identify all those things which pertains to the first 3 months, which were pre-GST era, April, May, and June 17. So you will get what is your actually turnover you are supposed to report for 17-18. Now, once you identified the turnover from your audited books, go by the GL wise breakup. Because if there is a single account sales might have different kind of ledgers. Say there is a cement sale, there is a steel sale, there is a cotton sale, there is a sale of scrap, and a lot of things may be involved there. Try to identify as much as general ledger wise breakup, different ledgers of your turnover, and make sure you again bifurcate all the ledger balances into 12 months and 3 months. So you will automatically get your turnover for the 9 months. Now, once we log this figure, ledger wise breakup of my turnover for the 9 months of 17-18, I will be coming to part 4 and part 5, yeah, say table 4 and table 5 of GSTR 9. Now, from here only I will be picking the figures which I am supposed to report in my GSTR 9. The turnover one part, this part. If I get back to the say GSTN, yeah, I have been logged out. Let me log in again. Okay. तब तक इधर continue करते हैं. So this turnover part is locked. I'm still not onto the tax rates. I just got a figures from my trading PNL. Same thing I will be doing for 18-19. See, I have the separate worksheet. One was for 17-18, and now this is for 18-19. Whatever you have been credited, now this is complete 12-month case. तो इसमें कुछ है नहीं, 3 महीने का अलग करो, 9 महीने का अलग करो. Whatever your 12-month turnover, note it down. Sales है, then there is a cash and other discount, commission received, interest received, unaudited turnover. This is also a possibility. This is also a possibility. Trust me. Books has been audited, even for the 17-18. Books has been audited. A sign of a chartered accountant is there for 18-19. Still, when you match one-on-one figure of your sales or your purchases, it will again not tally with your audited financials. Then in this case, what you are supposed to do? You can even ignore your audited financials. Yeah, I got a comment that please share that sheet. I will share a link. Everybody will be able to download this. Okay. At the end of a lecture, you all will get a link to download this. All right. So, okay. So once you pick up your turnover, I was on the point key. If audited financials are wrong, my audited financial says my turnover is 15 crore, but my actual turnover is 50 crore 50 lakh rupees. 50 lakh rupees turnover has been underreported. Then what? You have issued the invoices. Your buyer has claimed the credit, but still your audit is not, your income tax audit is wrong. The figures are not telling. In that case, go by the books, because mind one thing, what is the purpose of filing this GSTR 9? All these things will be used when there will be the scrutiny by the department. Neither they will ask you what is your audited balance sheet or PNL says, nor they will ask you what your 2A, GSTR 1 and your GSTN shows. They will strictly ask you for your books, your set of books. So the prime thing, the most important things which is necessary to file the GSTR 9 is your book, which you have finalized. And now you have complete comfort that these are the final book, these are my final purchases, these are my final sales, these are my B2B sales, these are my B2C sales, these are my export, these are my debit notes, these are my credit note, these are my discount given, discount received. There are a lot of error, trust me. The most of the error has been done in case of a sale return, purchase return, credit notes, where GST has been ignored totally. Now it is forming part of your turnover. You earn the discount, you are showing it on the credit side of your trading and profit and loss account. But at the time of filing the GST, you thought debit and credit note are not
So your audio is not.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, yes. You're audible now.
Okay, fine. Let's go. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Okay, continue. So see, there are a lot of things. Trust me, the rule for filing the GSTR 9, never forget a golden rule. What is a golden rule to file the GSTR 9? Ignore 3B, ignore GSTR 1, ignore your 2A, trust your books. That's it. Mind this. You will be following this golden rule. Ignore करो 3B को. क्या गया, क्या नहीं गया, क्या दिखाया, क्या दिखाना चाहिए था, nothing matters. Ignore your GSTR1, what you shown, what you are supposed to show. Never get into the reconciliation. Ignore your 2A also. And trust your books. And second thing, people say that reconciliation is a tough job. Reconciliation not necessary. I'm telling you my way, my method of filing the GSTR 9. Reconciliation not necessary. You will be in no need to do a heavy reconciliations at any point of time. So that's why I titled this webinar as an easy understanding of GSTR 9. So let's go ahead. So turnover part is quite clear. So you'll have to first identify your turnover from your audited books. If those are wrong, right? And if your audited books are wrong, use your actual books. That will determine your turnover. Then again for 18-19 also, we will be bifurcating our turnover, say in taxable sale, cash and other discount, commission received, interest received, transportation and loading, whatever note you want to put, you can put. If there are the misquotes or say some antiguity in your GL scrutiny. So then we will bifurcate where to show our turnover. See, all our turnover have been divided into A, B, C, D, A, C, D, E, F, 4A, 4C, 4D, 4E, 4F, 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D, 5E, and 5F. This name has been given by me manually. What table 4A and 4B, according to me, is our taxable domestic sale as per the books. You should take a note of this. It will help you. What we are going to show in table 4A and 4B is our taxable sales, domestic taxable sales as per our book. If you have the record, you accounting where debit and credit note are separated, you can go by that way, or you can take a net figure also. But it has to be strictly as per your books for the particular financial year, irrespective of what you have shown in 3B, irrespective of what you have shown in GSTR 1, your amendment, forget. Again, I'm telling you the golden rule. Mark this word. Amendments in GSTR 1, ये बहुत complicated matter है. How to see, how to locate this amendment, what are correct amendment, what are wrong amendment, forget it. भूल जाओ इसको. देखो भी मत. Even don't look at this thing. What are my amendments in GSTR 1? देखना ही नहीं है 9 भरते वक्त. जरूरत ही नहीं है इसकी. हम आते हैं वापस. सो हमें टर्नओवर कहां से पिक करना है? तो हमारे बुक से पिक करना है. We will be picking our turnover strictly from the books. Okay, all right. Now, once we pick our turnover, we will be bifurcating it in a 4A. 4A में what to show in 4A, what to show in 4C, 4A and B, 4C, 4D, 4E, and 4F. These are the part of turnover which attracts the tax liability. This will decide your tax liability. Actual tax liability for 17-18 and 18-19 for the particular financial year. Then going ahead, there are table 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D, 5E, and 5F. These are also a part of your turnover, but they do not attract the tax liability. These includes 5A में आपको non-taxable zero-rated sales या exports you have to show. Non-taxable sales to SEZ as per books you have to show. Non-taxable sales where our buyer has to pay GST under RCM. We have made the sale, but you are not liable to pay the taxes. Our buyer, he will be paying the taxes on these heads under RCM, but it is our turnover. We have to show it here. Exempted sales, if any, you can show it here. Nil rated sales, actually see, most of the people are still confused with what is the meaning of nil rated sale. It is nothing but sale which attract 0% GST. Now, what if you add it here, 4A and 4B mein, B2B and B2C mein dal diya, so what will happen? You are not supposed to show it here, actually. But ठीक है, people have shown it, चलेगा, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Makes no difference. आप डाल दो इधर. अगर आपका GSTR 1 गलत गया है या your accounting is not as good that you can distinguish between zero rated sale, 0% sale and nil rated sale. Let it be. Government is very least bother about your turnover figure. If genuinely if you are good at it. अगर आपके intentions गलत नहीं है तो government is really not bothered about your turnover figure. थोड़ा 19-20 हुआ तो चलेगा. They are most concerned with your tax liability figure. Make sure we pick it correctly. After we finalize our turnover, okay, this sheet will definitely help you. It's very easy to understand. Once we finalize our turnover for 17-18, we will be going to the next step. The preparation of a correct working is very important. Until and unless you have the proper working, it will be tough for you to file a correct GSTR 9. So more than anything, trust yourself, trust your books, and trust your working, your absolute working. That is the key to success. Let's go ahead. See, now what had happened, while analyzing the turnover, you had this figure here, which you are supposed to say in showing 4A and 4B, which is your taxable sale as per books. Net of debit credit note. If you have the debit credit note separately, as I already mentioned, you can show it separately, no problem. Now what? Now bifurcate those turnover figure into the percentage wise, irrespective of what is B2B or B2C. है आपके पास data bifurcate किया हुआ, well and good. You can edit it as you want. You can put your own figure. Just cross check by putting the formula. If you are showing that this is a cement 28% sale, if it is a cement 28%, say you can even better rename it within the state or out of state. If you have that bifurcation, definitely you can use it. So you will be perfectly able to analyze your IGST, CGST and SGST liability. I'm repeating again, forget everything. What you have filed in GSTR 1, just don't look at that thing. What you have filed in your GSTR 3B, forget. Just don't look at it. What is there in your GSTR 2A? Forget it. Just don't look at it while you starting. Pick up your books, pick up your audited financial statement and start. Now for 4A and 4B, means generally B2B and B2C sales, which we show by using our GSTR 1, make your bifurcation as per books again. Trust your books and go by books. So if you have the cement sale, if you have the steel sale, use it, whatever. Make sure that your formula are perfect and you take this figure here. If there are the sale return and if you have maintained the separate ledger, you can subtract the sales return and any kind of credit notes below that thing. Or else you can take a net figure also. That is fine. Department will not ask you why you are shown the net figure and why are not shown the sales and sales return separately. It is acceptable. Now see what will happen once you put this thing, what is your tax liability? It will be your net sales as per books. This you need to show in your 4A and 4B of GSTR 9 of 17-18 as well as for 18-19 also. We will repeat the same thing, same procedure. We will bifurcate sales like, see, here is a different kind of interface. 5% within the state's taxable sales, 12% within the state taxable sale, 12% within the state, commission at 18%, transport and loading, hamali loading, whatever is there which have gone to the credit side of your trading P&L, take everything. Now you can keep a control of this thing also. Now, whatever your taxable turnover, now you have to bifurcate in your B2B and B2C. If you are a tax practitioner, this data you will get from your client. They will give you the correct bifurcation. Ask them, अगर उस वक्त B2B में नहीं दिखाया तो आज दिखा दो. They have not shown the sale into the B2B in 17-18. Ask them, forget about it. Tell me today, what is your actual B2B sales and what is your actual B2C sale? Your buyer is not going to get a credit today in his 2A if you show it as a B2B sales today, but it will help you in future. Tell me, what is the future of this ITC mismatch? It will take you to the back edges of VAT again. System ही नहीं है कोई सरकार के पास. Even if you realize your mistake today, they have no system that you can reconcile it and avoid the litigation. They will drag you into the litigations again. वही old system होगा. Your credit is not matching with 2A, so you are liable to pay this much of tax. The buyer will say, I have an invoice, so I am eligible to claim the credit. Then notice will come to you that you are a seller. Department will ask you, why have you not shown this in your B2B? What you will say? We had no idea about his GST number that time. When he start complaining that he is not able to see the credit in GSTR 2A, by the time was lapsed, I was not able to amend my GSTR 1. Now what should I do? Yes, I admit that I have made him a sale, a B2B sale, and he is very well eligible to claim the credit from my side, but I have no opportunity to rectify it, and I have not get a chance to do it now. But you can do it here now by filing your GSTR 9. Show your actual B2B sales, irrespective of what you have shown in your GSTR 1. Then when your scrutiny or assessment will start, no, you can present your GSTR 9 to your assessing officer. Tell him that, see, while I was filing my final return, annual return GSTR 9, this is my B2B sales. It includes this party. These are the Excel sheets. If you want to see, I can show you the invoice, physical copy, whatever you demand. And this is my B2C sale. So it is pretty clear. I have made a sale. I have made a B2B sale. He is eligible to claim credit. Now you do what you want to do. Don't harass me. Don't harass him. Initially, the burden of mismatch will come onto the buyer, your customer. He will come to you crying, what you have done? क्यों नहीं ऐसा? क्यों किया? ये क्या किया आपने? आज तो मेरा लाख रुपया 2 लाख रुपए का मुसीबत में डाल दिया मुझे. यहाँ पे आप सेफ हो जाइए. अपना जो भी B2B है, B2C है, यहाँ पे दिखा दीजिए 17-18, 18-19 का. मैंने कहा फॉरगेट अमेंडमेंट्स, बाद में डाला हुआ 17-18 का 18-19 में शो किया, 18-19 का 90-20 में शो किया. ये सब भूल जाओ. इन सब चीजों का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. दिस विल अननेसेसरी क्रिएट अ कंफ्यूजन, विल लीड यू नोवेयर. इससे कोई आउटपुट ही नहीं मिलेगा. आप घूमते रह जाओगे रिकंसिलेशन में. फॉरगेट इट. दिस विल गिव यू द करेक्ट रिजल्ट. और एक बात ध्यान में रखना, what is our purpose to file the GSTR 9? We just want to avoid the litigations which are going our way. चलो ठीक है. Am I sure कि what we exactly need to show here in table number 4A and 4B? You can take a note. Fill sales figure and tax liability as per books. For a better clarity, for 9 months. And for 18-19, fill your sales figure and tax liability as per books for 12 months. Table number 4. Part A में क्या भरोगे? Your B2C sales. Again, I am telling you as per books. Again, B2C sales as per books for financial year, irrespective of कब का किधर क्या दिखाया. भूल गया था, बाद में डाला. 17-18 का था, सितंबर में भर दिया. 18-19 का था, 90-20 में चला गया. ज्यादा दिखा दिया, कम दिखा दिया. सेल सिर्फ 3 लाख का था, टैक्स लाइबिलिटी 15,000 की थी, सेल 4 लाख का दिखा दिया, टैक्स लाइबिलिटी 40,000 की दिखा दी। सब भूल जाओ, क्या दिखाया इसके बारे में नहीं सोचना है, क्या है इसके बारे में सोचो। एंड पार्ट बी, योर B2B as per books. You can start taking the notes, it will help you, really help you. If you are a beginner, this is important for you. If you are expert, you can comment during the now in the live, or you can, we have the question answer session right after this. All right, so this part is done. Rest of the things, if those are there which attracts the tax liability, go and fill it as the at the proper place. Don't forget, the most important thing is your books and nothing else. आपका scrutiny assessment सिर्फ आप और सिर्फ आपके books पे होगा. Because trust me, when scrutiny will start, AO is not going to see your GSTR1, your 3B, he is not going to see your 2A, he will not see, entertain any of your headache. It's been almost more than 3 years GST has been launched. Nobody in this universe has successfully reconciled everything. Nobody. If someone does, he'll eligible to get a Nobel Prize, trust me. Nobel Prize for science, invention, physics, chemistry, math, whatever you want to name it, you can name it. It is not possible to reconcile everything correctly for anyone, because nothing is streamlined. Books are not matching with 3B, 3B is not matching with 1, books is not matching with 1, 2A is not matching with purchase, purchase is not matching with buyer seller statement. Nothing is matching. And nobody is going to look at this. People are not necessarily wasting their time in reconciling this versus this and this versus this. Forget it. The one thing is pretty sure. If you have a liability to pay tax, you will have to pay tax. And that's the thing. Our main purpose while filing the GSTR 9 is to make ourselves clean, put our book in the clean picture, don't be liable for anything. Whatever liability along with the interest comes to you, pay it and sit relax. All right, so move ahead. So table 4 is final for 4A, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. See, these things are there. Table 4G, inward supply which liable to reverse charge, and this advance. This is the part of table 4. A total will be there, but this total will not match with your turnover, because receiving the advance do not go to the credit of your trading or P&L. Neither your expenses where you are liable to pay the RCM does not go to the credit of your P&L, it goes to the debit of your P&L. So these two things, if you ignore, the total of table 4 should reflect the correct turnover as per your books. Now let's move ahead. Now we will go to the table number 5. Table number 5 is also about your turnover, your sales, your income, whatever you have credited in your trading and P&L. But the thing is, these sales, these incomes, these credit balances in a ledger do not attract the tax liability. Like export without payment of tax, if you have the prior approval for that. If you have supplied anything to SEZ, which are exempted from levying the GST. Supplies on which tax is to be paid by the recipient on reverse charge basis. If you fall under this kind of supplies, you should show here. If you are selling the exempted goods like raw grains and all, nil rated, you can show here. Non-GST supply particularly will involve the diesel sale, petrol sale, and liquor sale, which are been kept out of an ambit of a GST. If you are dealer in that, you can use this. Now, totally ignore this thing. Supply declared through amendment, supply is reduced through amendment, useless thing in this GSTR 9. Completely ignore. Just imagine these things are not there in the GSTR 9. Even if those people have auto-populated these things, still you are supposed to delete it and ignore it. Just don't bother what is been auto-populated by them. Same thing with this table 4. See, K, supplier declare through the amendment, debit and credit, acha ye, supplier and tax reduce through the amendment. You are not going to keep a track of all these amendments, boss. Trust me. If you start reconciling these things, you will be lost, completely lost. Just trust these two tables, B2C sales, B2B sales, and this should match with your audited financial statement. The funda and formula is very clear. I know even guidance note issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, and in my knowledge, many experts have opined differently on this, but it is not going to help. I am going to present what my thinking is, what my views is, and what my understanding is with this GSTR9. Now, the most important part is this table number 6. What this table number 6 shows you at the very beginning? While filing your GSTR3B, how much credit you have claimed? This much. This you have actually shown. Now, this figure is also not telling with your books. Your ITC, actual ITC as per books, a purchase one. See, where do you get the ITC? You get ITC on RCM, you get ITC on a purchases. So we are going to make a working for that first. What you do, pick your trading account, profit and loss account, audited financial statement again. Go into the debit side of your trading account for trading purchases. Go into the debit side of your P&L for your expenses. Now your expenses, if you have made the expenses and debited to P&L, you are eligible to claim the credit. If you are not accounted for the credit, suppose you have bought a stationery, say, for 1,000 rupees, and rupees 180 was the GST. If you have shown the expense of 1,118, there is no way that you are demanding or claiming the credit, because that ITC you are already shown by way of an expenditure. So credit will not be eligible for that. If you are shown the stationery expenses of say 1,000 rupees, and you have separately debited the ITC on stationery in your input tax credit book or register, you are eligible to claim the credit. This figure will again come from your accounting. So go one by one, whatever you have debited in your P&L. Say suppose in the debit there are the purchases. हो सकता है return हो, so you can use this year purchase return. Purchase return means what? When you purchase the things, you are eligible to claim the credit. When you return whatever you have purchased, you are supposed to revise that credit which you have already claimed. Purchases brings in ITC, purchase return reduces your ITC. All right, that funda is clear. So if you have the net purchase figure, use the net purchase figure. If you have accounted separately for purchase and purchase return, you can use this template very well. Below this, you can show. Now, there are the debit note and credit note issued by your supplier. That also form part of ITC. Now, there is a question from Noor that what about the ITC restricted by 36(4)? See, this is a very genuine question. I was expecting this question when I come to this tab, ITC 1. I think currently we are onto the form. So we'll first discuss the form. I know this time will not be enough to discuss the legal aspects of everything. So what I say, disclose all your purchase and ITC as per the books. Forget 16(4), forget this 36(4), everything. Go by the books. Go by the books. एक और गोल्डन रूल ऐड कर लेते हैं. गोल्डन रूल क्या है? इग्नोर योर 3B, इग्नोर योर GSTR1, इग्नोर योर 2A, ट्रस्ट योर बुक. Currently, don't mind about GST law. अभी तो while filing GSTR9, अभी तो लॉ के बारे में सोचो मत. लॉ क्या कहता है, कौन सा क्रेडिट एलिजिबल है, कौन सा क्रेडिट एलिजिबल नहीं है. These things अभी नहीं सोचना है, अभी हमें वो डिस्क्लोज करना है 9 में जो मेरे बुक में है, मेरे किताबों में है. Whatever there is in my books, for whatever sale and whatever purchases, I have the legitimate invoices, और उसके आधार पे तैयार किया हुआ बुक्स, that will form the basis for filing your GSTR 9. Nothing else. Don't bother. If you start thinking about the GSTR, GST laws, GSTR rules, sections, your reconciliation of 1 versus 3B versus this versus that, you'll never be able to file the GSTR 9 with confidence and again with correct figures. So go by books. The rule is trust your books. That's it. Assessment के time पे, at the time of assessment, you will be asked books only. Huh. Now, if he is rejecting your ITC, that's his job. That will attract the litigations. We'll go into the litigation if your ITC has been rejected. And claiming this ITC will not come, this figure will not come your credit ledger. Your electronic credit ledger will not disclose these figures. No. So it is our job to tell the truth to the department, to the government, that these are my purchases. I have the invoices for this, and I am eligible to claim this much of ITC credit, input tax credit. How to adjust 36.4 and 16.4? I will give you the trick for that. That's not the much big deal if you have the good control over your books and you are working. Let's come there. All right. So second most important part is table number 6. We'll come back to the table number 6. They will auto-populate figure. Prima facie, ignore this. Assume, as per my understanding, in 95% cases in India for the year 17-18, these figures will never match with the books. Even for the 17-18, which was the first year for GST, in 95% cases, this figure is not going to match. Then there is a part B of table 6, which asks you inward supplies other than import and inward supplies liable to reverse charge but includes services received from ACZ. Shall I give you the easy word for this, what I call this? Simply in my language, I call this table number 6 as I6B, ITC as per books, net of return on regular and domestic purchases. Note it. Note it down. What is your table 6B? It is your input tax credit as per books, net of returns. You have the choice to show the reversal of ITC in case of returns and discounts separately. But my wording, my understanding, you have to show ITC as per books, net of return on regular domestic purchases. That's it. So let's note it down again here. Now, these are the two important table, table number 4, A and B. Then we come to the table number 5. Table number 6. Table number 5 is not a big deal. Just you need to disclose your turnover figures as per the books again. Table number 6 में you have to show ITC as per books for 9 months. Trust me, this is my view, my understanding, my method to give you the confidence that you should go by this. Table number 6, ITC as per books. 6 ka part B. This is going to be an important part. ITC as per books for 9 months and ITC as per books for 12 months, irrespective of what you have claimed in 3B, what is being shown in 2A. Don't forget this rule. Ignore 3B and ignore 2A. Just don't look at these things. Disclose, tell the government that you have the valid invoices for your ITC. If you rightly notice these two things, table number 4 and table number 6B, you are 95% done with your GSTR 9. That has to be an actual purpose for allowing you to file the annual return, to disclose your actual figures which you might have missed while filing 3B. or while filing one, or whatever the returns they promised and then discontinues anything. The very purpose of the GSTR 9 should have been to ask you for your actual book figures. And that's what we are going to do here. Trust your books, use table 4A, 4B as per books. Remove all those auto-populated figures. Just remove it. Table 6B, your ITC as per books. Irrespective of whether you have claimed in 3B, you have less claimed, you have more claimed, net you can show. If you don't want to show net, they give you the choice to show it separately. But it's okay, fine. That's great. No problem. Inward supply is received from unregistered person liable to reverse charge, and from registered person liable to reverse charge. See, now this ITC, I guess you will not be eligible to claim until and unless you have actually paid the cash to government. If there was a expenses, आपके खर्चे थे, आपने P&L में डेबिट किया, you were liable in 17-18 to pay RCM on that. You didn't pay while filing your 3B. In most of the cases in India, in particularly in mid-sized firms, people just ignored paying the RCM liability. Now they come to know that I have the transportation charges, I have paid a legal fees, I have made sponsoring, debited all those expenses in my trading account in my P&L. And now someone tells me that I was supposed to pay the RCM. RCM is not a cost. See, oh my God, I have locked it up. Sorry, I will get there again. See, in RCM ka case, what had happened? You notice that it is your liability to pay RCM while you come to the annual return. Now what? Now if I disclose that it is my RCM liability here, government will ask me money, and they will definitely not going to give me the ITC or credit for that. So question is, should I claim the credit? So frankly, GSTR 9 does not allow you to claim the credit. Claiming the credit is the game of 3B. Now what? Now trust me, it is your penalty. You will have to write it off in your profit and loss account. It is your pure expense. आज कुछ नहीं कर सकते आप इसका, और कोई एओ और कोई कोड भी इसमें आपकी हेल्प नहीं करेगा. लॉ इज वेरी क्लियर. समय रहते आरसीएम भर दो, पे ऑल योर आईसीएम लायबिलिटी एंड क्लेम द क्रेडिट एट द राइट मोमेंट, सेम मंथ. एक हाथ दो, एक हाथ लो. वाइल फाइलिंग सपोज अक्टूबर का जीएसटीआर 9, माय लायबिलिटी फॉर आरसीएम इज 10,000. Pay 10,000, 10,000, 20,000 in cash, and at the same time in the same 3B, claim the ITC for that. So your challan amount will also not increase. Suppose without showing my RCM, my challan, which I am supposed to pay in cash, is for say 4,50,000 plus 4,50,000. Now I show the RCM liability of 50,000, 50,000. It does not mean that my challan will increase. At the same time, claim the credit. Your original challan 4,50,000, 4,50,000 will now be 4 lakh, and your RCM liability will be 50,000, 50,000. You will be paying the same amount of cash. Yeah, if you are in surplus credit and you are absolutely not liable to pay the cash, in that case, you will have to pay the additional cash, but you will be able to claim the credit in the same 3B. But now what? Year has been lapsed, 17, 18 gone, 18, 19 gone. Even time to show that RCM liability after the 6 month or 1 year from the end of a financial, that is also gone. Now what? Now it's all up to you. Be genuine, be honest, admit, tell government, yes, I am liable. This will increase your liability right now. The sorry, यहाँ पे 4G में दिखा दो, टेबल नंबर 4G में. अब यहाँ पे आईटीसी किसका मिलेगा? आईटीसी उसी का मिलेगा जो आपने एक्चुअल कैश भरा था while 3B, filing the 3B of 17, 18 and 18, 19. You can see that. You will have to go by your challans, cash ledger, identify how much liability you have shown as RCM liability. So definitely they are going to ask you cash for that. So they ask cash, you paid cash. You are eligible to claim the credit. Show that credit here. Now many people say I have missed. See again there is a case. Let me add one thing here. Table 4G. It's your RCM liability as per books for financial year. Again, 4G will be your RCM liability as per books for your financial year. I forgot to mention the Excel working for that. Okay, let me show you. So for 17, 18 and 18, 19, you will be making the same working. I have named it as a expenses liable for RCM. Go to the debit side of your trading account, your P&L. Identified all those expenses which were actually liable, which attracts the reverse charge taxation. So there is a transportation charges which attract 5%, legal fees, directors remuneration if are there, payment to manpower supply agency who have got exempted from paying the tax and now you are supposed to pay the tax. All these are your expenses. Identify those expenses, write it down here, put a formula, correct formula to show your tax liability, check the rates, कौन से rate में आपका आता है RCM, that you have to show in table number 4G, 4A B2C, 4B B2B, 4G आपके P&L के डेबिट वाला पार्ट. ये हो गई आपकी लायबिलिटी फिक्स. अब सरकार आपने सरकार को बता दिया, you told government, you told agencies, the revenue department that this is my liability, this is the amount I was supposed to pay. Sir, if you are not claimed ITC in GST or 3B but appearing in the books, chalega na? Now chalega. Who is this? Whose comment is this? That what I have made clear. No, Vinod Patil, Mr. Vinod Patil is there. But by you know, I already make it very clear. 3B में नहीं लिया, ignore करो. If you have into the books, you are not shown into the 3B. Forget 3B. Just trust your books and tell government in table number 6B that this is my ITC as per books. ITC on purchases. Let's make it more simple. Use this word, ITC on purchases. These are not the legal terms, legal words, but let's keep it simple. Our session named easy understanding of a GSTR 9. Why to make it complicated by using the heavy legal words? Go by the simple word. We don't understand. Say, we are very beginner. We don't know what is inward supply, what is outward supply. We understand two simple things, sale and purchase and expenses. I know sale attracts liability. Purchases gives me input tax credit. My expenses give me input tax credit. And some of my expenses attracts RCM. इतनी चीजें तो क्लियर है सबको. उसी वही वर्ड हम यूज करेंगे. चलो, ITC on purchases and expenses. Okay, चलो, let's make it more clear. Now this sounds better. ITC on purchases on expenses for 9 months as per book, and ITC on purchases and expenses for 12 months. Is that okay now? Chalo. Now let's come to the table 6 का part B. Now come to the table 6 का part number C. C बोलो या D बोलो, चलो मैं इसमें डिस्टिंग्विश नहीं करता. RCM रजिस्टर्ड है या अनरजिस्टर्ड है उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. यू आर गोइंग टू डिस्क्लोज योर लायबिलिटी. तो यहां पे ITC ऑन, तो मैं यहां लिख देता हूं, आई विल राइट आइडेंटिफाई from 3B how much cash you paid for RCM. कितना कैश आपने RCM के लिए पे किया. This is your legitimate ITC show it in table say 6C or 6D, whatever the case may be, रजिस्टर्ड से या अनरजिस्टर्ड से. माइंड वेल, आज पता चला लायबिलिटी है. टुडे आई कम टू नो दैट दिस इज माय आरसीएम लायबिलिटी. आई एम डिस्क्लोजिंग माय लायबिलिटी इन 4G, बट माय आईटीसी विल बी एलिजिबल आईटीसी, जो मुझे क्लेम करना चाहिए. किया नहीं किया फर्क नहीं पड़ता. 3B में दिखाया नहीं दिखाया, फॉरगेट इट. पर मैंने कैश भरा था गवर्नमेंट को. आई हैड पेड द कैश. सो टुडे आई एम सेइंग दैट आई हैव पेड द कैश. I need my ITC. That's it. Tell the government that I have paid the cash. How can you deny my ITC? Your liability is not your ITC. Trust me. They are not going to allow this. And you are genuinely not supposed to ask for it. Here we have the comment from Manish. Sir, if ITC is excess claim in 3B by 50,000 to be reduced in 9 to be shown. ये सब concept ही गलत है. 3B में excess दिखाया, 9 में अभी रिड्यूस करना है. सी 9 इज नॉट फॉर रिड्यूसिंग योर आईटीसी और शोइंग योर आईटीसी और क्लेमिंग योर आईटीसी. पर्पज ही नहीं है. कुछ भी डालो 9 में, आपका इलेक्ट्रॉनिक क्रेडिट लेजर अफेक्ट नहीं होने वाला. whatever figure you are showing in your GSTR 9 is not going to affect your electronic cash ledger or your electronic credit ledger. क्या करोगे? ये पर्पज ही नहीं है. इसका कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर कर लो पहले. So I got a comment from Milin. You are the first CA who are not believing complications. Yeah, that's my purpose, to completely remove the complication from the mind of everyone. That filing the GSTR 9 is some big stuff. Yeah, it is big, and it is a big stuff until you understand it. Once you got the clarity, it's a really very easy job. Chalo, theek hai. So I have made clear table 4A, I have made clear table 4B and table 4G, then table 6B and my table 6C or 6D. That's it. When I said you filled your table 4 and table 6, your 95% GSTR 9 has been filed. 95%. People say कि reconcile करना है. क्या रिकंसाइल करोगे भाई? क्या रिकंसाइल करोगे? कुछ रिकंसाइल नहीं होने वाला आपका. 3B में क्या दिखाया, बुक्स में क्या है, 2A में क्या है, जीवन में कभी नहीं मिलने वाला. उम्र बीत जाएगी, साल चला जाएगा, जीएसटी इरा खत्म होके कुछ नया आ जाएगा. यू विल नेवर बी एबल टू रिकंसाइल एनीथिंग. So just don't try to reconcile anything. Just make sure if you are liable to pay tax, you are paying the tax. If you have excess paid the tax, you are claiming your refund. If you are short paid the tax, you are paying the tax. If you have missed utilized your ITC, which was never your right, pay interest, reverse that ITC. Be clean. अपने आप पे, अपने बुक्स पे दाग नहीं रहना चाहिए कि हम कोई टैक्स नहीं भरे हैं. जो भरना था, जो दिखाना था, हमने भरे, हम भरेंगे, हम दिखाएंगे, जेन्युइनली दिखाएंगे. चलो ठीक है. टेबल 6CD हो गया. Those are the important tables, as I already mentioned. If these are the cases for you that you were eligible or you have the right to claim the ITC on import of goods and other description, go by it. Your transitional credit, if you have received, it should have been auto populated here, क्योंकि आपके क्रेडिट लेजर में जमा हो चुका है. अगर आपका न्यू रजिस्ट्रेशन था तो आपने ट्रांजिशनल क्रेडिट लिया होगा. कंपोजिशन से रेगुलर में आए हो तो आपको ट्रांजिशनल क्रेडिट मिला होगा. इफ यू हैव बीन कन्वर्टेड फ्रॉम कंपोजिशन टू रेगुलर और फ्रॉम ओल्ड प्री जीएसटी इरा, ट्रान 1 आपने फिल किया था तो आपको ट्रांजिशनल क्रेडिट मिला होगा. दैट यू कैन शो हियर. दिस फिगर यू विल गेट फ्रॉम योर बुक्स. नो, मेनी पीपल आस्क मी व्हाट इज द जर्नल एंट्री. बुक में एंट्री नहीं की. Many people have not entered that transitional credit in the what? अपना अपना books tally में. Entry simple है. Input tax credit, account debit. Input tax credit को डेबिट करना था और ओपनिंग स्टॉक को क्रेडिट करना था. तो आपका जो भी है, आई से सपोज CGST ITC अकाउंट डेबिट, SGST ITC अकाउंट डेबिट, दिस इज द एंट्री फॉर योर ट्रांजिशनल क्रेडिट. आपके बुक में नहीं है, आपके सिस्टम में नहीं है. मेनी पीपल हैव मिस्ड passing this entry into the books, and now they struggle with the books that my credit ledger is not matching. What should be my closing balance as per credit ledger? What should be my opening balance as per credit ledger? Now they are struggling whether I have utilized more ITC, whether I have claimed less ITC. Nothing is matching. Why not matching? Many of your entries are not good, proper in your books of account. तो चलो ठीक है, उस पे भी एक सेशन अलग से लेंगे. ईच एंड एवरी जर्नल एंट्री इन व्हाट GST. Now you can mark it here if you want to note. This is the journal entry for transitional credit. Many people say I paid cash for RCM, cash या tax paid for RCM. ये मैच नहीं होता क्योंकि आपके बुक में क्रेडिट ही नहीं रहता. योर बुक डज नॉट शो द क्रेडिट. देन यू स्ट्रगल दैट माय बुक्स आर नॉट मैचिंग विद एक्चुअल फिगर्स, माय क्रेडिट लेजर ऑन GST. If you pay the tax on RCM, again the same entry you have to pass. Your CGST ITC account debit, your SGST ITC account debit to your bank account. You have made the payment. The simple entry is this: you have made the payment, on the other end you have received the ITC, and the same month, same time, and you are supposed to show it in the same 3B. As moment as you understand that this is going to be my liability on RCM, just show this entry. Now, if you are using the GST model of accounting software, they allow you to go by this thing. All right, so these tables are quite clear. See, I am again telling you, I don't have the PPTs to show to you. बनी बनाई PPT आपको दिखाऊं जो आप पहले ही बहुत सालों से देखते आ रहे हैं, will not help you. Reversal of excess input claim, where to show in GSTR 9. You are not going to show this in your GSTR 9. Why to show? Where do you reverse your excess credit claim? You reverse it in your 3B. Where do you claim your ITC? Tell me. You claim your ITC in 3B. Where do you reverse your ITC? You reverse your ITC in 3B. Now there is a genuine case. Tell me. While filing the 3B of August 2017, my ITC was 50,000, 50,000. My liability was 5,000, 5,000. So carry होना चाहिए था 45,000, 45,000. What I did, mistakenly, I have taken a ITC of 5 lakh, 5 lakh. So मेरा carry forward हुआ 4,95,000. Then I thought कि यार एक जीरो ज्यादा लग गया. There is an excess zero while claiming the ITC in 3B. What I did in next 3B, I reverse. I was supposed to claim the 50,000. I claim 5 lakh. So I reverse 4 lakh 50,000, 4 lakh 50,000. Now books are okay, correct, on the track. Why we are supposed to show this in the GSTR 9? ये भी conceptually गलत है कि आपको ये चीजें GSTR 9 में दिखानी है. First understand कि क्या what to show and what not to show. That is very important. Who said that everything is to be shown in GSTR 9? So I would ask a permission from Ainsha that I was allotted a time 5 to 6. Ainsha, am I audible to you? Are you there?
Oh, yes, sir. Hello.
Anyone from CA Club India?
Sir, am I audible to you? Hello.
I guess it's good to ask for a time slot.
Hello.
No, you're not audible. I don't know. Personally, I can't hear you. You can comment if
Hello.
I can continue.
Am I audible, sir, now? Hello.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So my mic is turned off. Okay, now it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, sir, sure. You can continue. I'm sure the participants are very interested, so you can continue.
all right. Is this true, participants? Really, if interests you, I shall continue. All right. Thank you so much for the compliment.
Yeah, sir, you've been getting a lot of praise from the participants.
Yeah, thank you so much. Basically, I am a practitioner less and teacher more. So what I assume, so let's clear all your concept as a teacher and not as a speaker. I don't want to get a clients from this session, but my whole purpose is to make the understanding of GSTR9 very clear. So I will go my way, the way I teach my students. I'm trying to continue this webinar in the same mode. If you have reported wrong ITC as per books, then what is to be done now? I will come to that. Aruna Shetty, I got your comment, we'll come to that. We have the question and answer session. First, make it clear, table number 4, table number 6B and table number 6D. Very crucial tables. 95% of your correct reporting depends on table 4A, 4B, 4G, and then your 6B and 6D. All strictly as per books. Never forget the golden rule. क्या है? Ignore 3B. Forget. क्या बना, क्या दिखाया. Ignore GSTR1. भूल जाओ. क्या दिखाना था, क्या दिखा दिया, सही था, गलत था. 2A. भूल जाओ. किस पार्टी ने मेरा कितना क्रेडिट दिया, क्या नहीं. यही रूल है. ट्रस्ट योर बुक्स. जो है आपका बुक है. कल कोई कुछ नहीं देखने वाला. ट्रस्ट मी. व्हेन यू गो टू द असेसमेंट, no assessing officer has a ability to reconcile your data. If you put everything in front of him and ask him, check it, करो reconciliation, he will say, माफ करो सरकार, आप बताओ बुक्स अपने अपन यहीं पे मैन्युअली डिसाइड करते हैं व्हाट टू डू एंड व्हाट नॉट टू डू. यही फ्यूचर है जीएसटी का. द वे दे हैव फ्रेम्ड द फॉर्म्स, नो असेसमेंट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. कर ही नहीं पाएगा, कोई नहीं कर पाएगा. ओके, विल कंटिन्यू. चलो लेट्स कम टू द नेक्स्ट टेबल. तो ये हो गया भाई मेरा सेल लाइबिलिटी और मेरी आईटीसी. सब भूल जाना है मुझे. 3B1 मुझे दिखाना है मेरे बुक्स के हिसाब से. देन कम टू द टेबल नंबर 7. सी what is table number 7? You have two choices. If your ITC on purchase and expenses whatever are there, you will show it here. Now if you think table number 7, someone asked me ki reversal kahan dikhana hai sir. There was a question, no? There was a question from someone where to show the reversal of ITC and all. See, now table number 7, you have to show ineligible ITC. Details of ITC reverse and ineligible ITC. तो मैं यहां लिखूंगा ITC if you think you have shown above in table 6B. Mind it well. ITC if you think you have shown in table 6B is ineligible or needs reversal. Yes. What is meant by you think? So you think by law only, no? Suppose you have made some expenses on enhancing your building. You purchase cement, you purchase some loha, saria and all these things. You have, instead of capitalizing it, everything all together with the GST, you have shown it as a credit. But later you come to know, नहीं लेना चाहिए था मुझे इस पे आईटीसी. दिखाया कुछ नहीं. फिर से रूल मत भूलना. 3B भूल जाओ, 2A भूल जाओ. Forget 3B, forget 2A. What you did, you purchased a motorbike, you purchase a car. They ask you for your GST number, you are excited, you give your GST number. Now they give you the GST invoice. It is even reflecting in your 2A. Everything is okay. You are happy. You have purchased an air conditioner for your house. You give your GST number. They issued you invoice. Today, while filing the annual return or auditing, you realize I should not have availed this ITC. goods has been stolen, goods had lost by fire, you have received the insurance claim also. Now today you think, I don't think I am eligible to claim this credit. Now even it is not in your books, even it is not in your books, but you are 100% sure that you are not eligible to get this credit. Client take ITC on bank charges. They can very well take, not an issue. Small doubt, client take ITC on bank charges. Let them claim, that is very much allowed, no problem at all. So ITC, if you think you have shown in table 6B is ineligible or needs reversal, do it. No matter if this is been done in books or not. कल चल के क्या होने वाला है, आप यहाँ रिवर्सल हो रहा है ये खुद एडमिट कर लो, असेसमेंट लगेगा तो ये वो रिवर्स करेगा. And many people think I have bought a car, I have bought a motorbike, I have bought a tires for my car, I issued my GST number, I got a legitimate invoice, and it is also reflecting in my 2A. Who will come to know that I cannot avail this GST? Boss, there is a concept of HSN codes. Suppose you are a trader of a cotton, you are running a grocery shop, you are the fertilizer shop, you are the factory of say uh, iron workshop, steel workshop, and you are buying car. Definitely that invoice would have been issued with the HSN code. You are buying tires, it will have HSN codes. Now if that invoice has a HSN code, it will not be very difficult for the assessing officer to know that you have purchased those things on which you are technically not eligible to claim the credit. The artificial intelligence revenue department is using will give this figure them ready. See this person, he has bought a car. ITC on car is also reflecting. How do they know that this is car? HSN code. So he will ask you definitely, come here, show me your book. Have you availed the ITC on your car? Because you are very confident, 2A में दिख रहा है तो सब चलता. पकड़े गए, वो तो खुद करेगा, खुद ही कर दो उससे अच्छा. अगर आपको लगता है, go by these sections. Okay, if you want a webinar on section wise understanding what to take and what not to take, as this is not a purpose of this webinar, I will be not going into the details of that right in this webinar, but we can conduct a separate webinar for that. That's it. Hey, if you think मुझे नहीं चाहिए, I'm not eligible. So sometime what happens, while preparing the book, we realize our mistake that this is not eligible ITC. Either we correct that entry or reverse that entry. तो आपके बुक्स में आ गया 6B की फिगर में वो फिगर दिखेगा जो आपका आईटीसी चाहिए था, जो आप गवर्नमेंट को बोल रहे हो कि मेरा हक बनता है, दिस इज माय राइट. You have no right to deny my ITC. That you have to show in 6B. But ठीक है, your accounting went wrong. Otherwise, what will happen before ये, if you go for the 9C, your auditor might notice that. He will thoroughly scrutinize your input tax credit register. He will see if you have claimed ineligible ITC either way. Either he will reverse in his 9C. I will again not go into the details of 9C because the very purpose of this webinar is to stick strictly to the forms GSTR 9. So we will be there only. Okay, chalo, table 7. I hope I have made the clear understanding. Now, आपका नेट आईटीसी क्या है? ये तो you will get your, यहाँ एक नोट लिख लो. Your net legitimate, I am using the word legitimate, ITC that no one should deny you is 6 - 7. ये लिख के रखो. भगवान भी चाहे तो आपसे आपका हक नहीं छीन सकता, भले वो 16(4) लगा ले, 36(4) लगा ले, लगाने दो ना. हम उनको इतना घुमाएंगे ना हमारी वर्किंग में कि उनको मानना पड़ेगा. मैंने एक शॉर्ट क्लेम किया 17-18 में, 18-19 का अप्रैल का जो आईटीसी था वो अप्रैल का था ही नहीं. सी, point will come, you are not claiming 1718. He said that you are not claim this, I am not allowing you the ITC. You tell him, no, this is my 1718 ITC, which I have claimed in 1819 April month. Actually it is for the April month only. You tell I have not claimed April in the April, this pertains to the last year. May ITC, this is also not for 1819, this is also for last year. What will they do? They have given you the loophole of claiming the ITC after the 6 month of financial year. घुमाते चलो ना फिर आगे आगे, या 17-18 का अप्रैल में, मई में, जून में, तो जुलाई में क्लेम किया वो अप्रैल का है बोल दो, उसके लिए वर्किंग बनाओ अपनी स्ट्रॉन्ग. इसीलिए तो दैट्स व्हाई आई से ट्रस्ट योर बुक्स एंड ट्रस्ट योरसेल्फ. आई एम नॉट टेलिंग यू द tax evasion. This is just a part of a planning. You can very well do it. How to do it, we can discuss it later. I will come to that part. चलो ठीक है. So these tables are important. Table number 4A, 4B, 4G, 6B, and table number 7. These things you should lock. You can take a screenshot also. I am holding this screen here. In case you are not making a notes, you can take a single screenshot. I will be holding this screen right here. 3, 2, 1, click, go. Chalo, fine. आगे बढ़ते. Now if you move ahead, you will come to the table number 8. Now see the magic. Now come to the Excel again. See, if you are good at Excel, someone told me that if you are good at Excel, you are good at anything. So ठीक है, we trust our books. After books, I trust our Excel capabilities that we can make magic happen if you put a correct working. So now this worksheet will help me to identify the turnover. टैब नंबर 1 इग्नोर करो, 17-18 का टर्नओवर करो. टर्नओवर को परसेंटेज वाइज ब्रेकअप करो. परसेंटेज वाइज ब्रेकअप को बाइफर्गेट इन B2C and B2B. Rest of the turnover, if zero rated and all is there, there is a space you can mention. It will go to the table number 4, table number 5. Then if there are the expenses liable for RCM, mention it here. Purchase and ITC detail, there is a separate tab in Excel. Make your working strong. Identify all your legitimate ITC. What no one can deny you, trust me. If it is your ITC, you have purchased, you have the valid invoice, you have paid your supplier, there is nobody who can restrict you from claiming your own legitimate ITC. हाँ, भरा ही नहीं है, GS3 भी डाला ही नहीं है, 17-18 नील, 18-19 नील, 19-20 में एमनेस्टी आई. अब क्या करूं, करेंगे उसको डिस्कस, उससे भी रास्ते निकलेंगे. चलो ठीक है. तो ये यहाँ पे जगह है, आप इसको देखोगे डिटेल में, बाद में डाउनलोड करके यू विल अंडरस्टैंड. ट्रान 1 से ट्रान 2 से whatever the ITC you have received is also your legitimate ITC, no problem about it. Then see the most important thing before we start, 3B में क्या देखना है. See people say कि मेरा 3B ऐसा गया, मैं I will share the download link, I will share. ठीक है चलो. So 3B में से क्या देखना है, तो आप इफ यू आस्क मी नाउ व्हाट इज द मोस्ट पावरफुल रिटर्न, एक और रूल ध्यान में रखो. मैं हमेशा मेरे ट्विटर हैंडल पे भी इस बात को कहता हूँ, गोल्डन रूल, डोंट माइंड अबाउट द GSTR लॉ, रिकंसिलेशन नॉट नेसेसरी, अमेंडमेंट्स इन GSTR 1 फॉरगेट इट. एक बात और ध्यान में रखो, द मोस्ट पावरफुल रिटर्न in GST is 3B. Will you agree or not? I don't know, but this is what I believe. The most powerful return in GST is 3B. Then you will ask, what is GSTR1? How will you? My definition of GSTR1 is, GSTR1 is nothing but an ITC transfer form. बस लिख लो, स्क्रीनशॉट लेके मेरे नाम फोटो के साथ बता देना कि सर ने बोला था, वडेरा सर ने बोला था। आई डोंट माइंड दैट, बट दिस इज द फैक्ट। द मोस्ट पावरफुल रिटर्न इन जीएसटी इज 3B. व्हाट इज जीएसटीआर1? जीएसटीआर इज नथिंग बट आईटीसी ट्रांसफर फॉर्म। इसका पर्पज यही होना चाहिए था। इफ यू वांट टू ट्रांसफर द आईटीसी, file the GSTR1, rest everything left it to the GSTR3B. But now they want everything to be shown in GSTR1, then same figure to be shown in GSTR3B. God knows what do they achieve from doing all this nonsense. They could have made it way easier, but I don't know why don't do they do that. All right, चल ये पार्ट अगर कवर हो जाए तो 3B में देखना क्या है। So ये जो रिपोर्ट निकलती है 3B के लिए, इसमें आपको क्या देखना है? तो जनरली इफ यू यूज द सॉफ्टवेयर्स लाइक से क्लियर टैक्स, नो, तो यू गेट report called as a 3B file report. I do use the clear text, so you might use any kind of other software. So I have one of these report ready with me. Yeah, here it is. See, what do we do? 3B में कुछ नहीं देखना है, रिटर्न नहीं देखने आपको, चलान्स नहीं देखनी है, just forget ki what return ki copies and summary of those return, nothing. So many software allow filed GSTR 3B report. This you will require. Without this, you will never be able to file a correct GSTR 9. So I hope whatever software you guys are using, this report is very important. GSTN itself does not give any such kind of result report. These are being developed by the private players, and they really make a good of it. So what you take, forget this turnover का figure, forget it, काम का ही नहीं है ये what sale and turnover you have shown in 3B, forget. Again telling you, taxable value table number, that 3B, sorry, 3B table which asks you to show your liability 3.1 table, forget, देखना ही नहीं, because we know whatever we have shown is wrong. Whatever we have reported in 3B is wrong. It has nothing to do with the reality. Forget. What you are supposed to pick, what you are supposed to pick, this is table number 5. How much ITC you have claimed on your reverse charge liability? Forget this reverse charge liability, because in most of the cases, what has happened? In most of the cases, what had happened? I have paid a cash for reverse charge. I have paid a cash for reverse charge. I forget that I am supposed to show my input tax credit for that cash paid. Now what? Let it be, forget it. So chalo, if the figure is there, pick it from here. And if figure whatever claim you have made while filing the 3B, pick it from here. Two things, that's it, done. See, if you come to this Excel file which you will be downloading after this webinar, you will find the particulars of as per 3B file report. You will see that claim on import of goods, ITC claim on import of services, claim on RCM, claim on inward supplies from ISD as per 3B, ITC claim on other ITC. This is important. If you have reversed your ITC in 3B, just make this summary ready. It will help you to file the correct GSTR1. This figure you will require. Tax pay through cash. Now, this is a very critical term. See, I have made a challan of 20,000, 20,000, 40,000, but उसमें 19,000 टैक्स था, 1,000 पेनल्टी था, लेट फी था, इंटरेस्ट था, सब भूल जाओ. चलान कितने की पे की? Then later on what happened? I have made a challan of 60,000, but at the time of filing the actual GST return for year or for a particular month, only 58,000 were debited from my cash ledger. I want that figure. How much actual cash is been debited from your electronic cash ledger? Challan you have paid of 2 lakhs, but they have utilized only say 1,70,000. So ये माना जाएगा, we will assume that you have made a payment to government of 1,70,000 only and not of 2 lakhs rupees. The unutilized balance in your electronic credit ledger does not amount to making a payment to the government. Whatever been debited from your cash ledger, it is the actual payment. So that thing you will find in any software 3B file report. Here, tax paid through cash other than reverse charge, and tax paid through cash for reverse charge. Forget this, say interest, late fee, everything will go to the debit of your P&L, nothing to do with your credit ledger and cash ledger. This is the payment which you have made. Now suppose for a particular month, this Excel sheet shows that payment is 25,000 to 25,002. Might possible that the chalana actually put was for the 30,000, but they debited only 25,000. So I will assume that I have only paid a cash of rupees 25,000 to the government for a particular month. And whatever the cash I have paid using the 3B for reverse charge. So that is the cash debited from my electronic credit ledger on account of tax payment. Debited from my electronic cash ledger on account of tax payment, not for the interest, not for the late fee. Interest, late fee is all your expense. Even people do it wrong accounting. When they put a challan, suppose the tax practitioner or someone chartered accountant sends the challan of say 2 lakh rupees. The owner pays the challan from his bank account. What does accountant do? बैंक को credit करेगा, ITC को input tax credit ledger को पूरा debit कर देगा. Boss, you are not supposed to do that. You are supposed to analyze the challan. The amount which you have paid under the tax head should only get debited to your input tax credit account. The interest, penalty, late fees should go to the debit of your P&L. That is your sure pure expense. Why you are claiming it into the credit? फिर उसमें sometimes 10,000, 5,000, 15,000 का difference you will see in your reconciliation. That's why I tell you, don't get into the reconciliation at all. You will achieve nothing. You will keep doing reconciliation for hours and hours, and at the end you will be like, leave it, let's go home. So these two things you pick. ICS strictly stick to the three heads: IGST, CGST, SGST. Forget ki what the late fee, what the interest you paid, and not the challan amount. I am repeating, the amount debited from your electronic cash ledger. Every time when you offset your liability while filing the 3B, certain amount is get debited from your cash ledger. This is that amount, and this is the actual payment you have made to the government during the month or for the year. Then there is a concept of, say, utilization of ITC. See, claiming the ITC and utilization of ITC, again a different thing. While filing the 3B, I claim a ITC of 50,000, 50,000, CGST, SGST. My liability of 5,000, 5,000. So my claim was 50-50, but my utilization was only 5,000. So how do I get how much I utilize? So in every 3B file report, you get this kind of summary: tax paid through ITC. Now they make a different head: IGST paid using IGST, IGST paid using CGST, IGST paid using SGST, CGST paid using IGST, CGST paid using CGST. This auto figure. Just pick it from here for the whole year. This figure is here. Copy this from 3B file report and paste it in this Excel form. Now that's the only thing you are supposed to take from the GST. कि मैंने ITC क्लेम किया कितना, मैंने कैश पे किया कितना, और ITC यूटिलाइज किया कितना. तो नोट में लिखेंगे हम यहां जाके आगे, what do I need to know from 3B file report? The simple question: what do I need to know from 3B file report? Only three things. First thing is ITC claimed that all other ITC, ITC claim RCM, and any other kind of ITC, if eligible, if as the case may be. That's it. ITC कितना claim किया मैंने? This I want. Cash debited from my electronic cash ledger for the year. ये year का लेना है आपको. For the year, report month wise आएगी. You go to the annual figure and take that figure. Third thing, utilization of IGST. Sorry, GST ITC. आपका ITC कैसे यूटिलाइज हुआ? That's it. If तो फिर आप बोलोगे सर सेल क्या दिखाया, लायबिलिटी क्या दिखाया 3B में, फॉरगेट इट, देखना ही नहीं है. See the 3B file report. अगर आप if you go, there is a 174 rows. Wow, I mean amazing. Endless number of forms, number of reconciliation, which is never going to end. Ignore it. There is no use of all these things. What do I need to know from 3B file report? Download 3B file report, note it. If you want to take a screenshot, I'm holding the screen. 3, 2, 1, click. Let's go. That's it. Now if what will happen? If you are comfortable with analyzing the turnover for 17, 18, 18, 19, if you are comfortable in bifurcating your taxable turnover and identifying your tax liability कि कौन से % का कितना है, that is well good. You are all set to ready to file your GSTR 9. If you have identified all those expenses which you are liable for RCM, well and good, put it here. As per your books, whatever ITC you think that you are eligible to claim, mention it here. In some cases, if you think that there need a reversal, which is not in a book, but you think today that my building ITC I should not get, my vehicle ITC I should not get, manually, if you think that you are not going to beg anyone that this is my legitimate ITC, reverse it here for your own understanding. So you will come at the figure, this is what I am going to tell government is my legitimate ITC boss. प्रूफ देखना है देख लो, हर एक चीज का इनवॉइस है, हर किसी का पेमेंट मैंने कर दिया. Then go to your 3B file report. Just 3 things, boss. Just 3 things. How much ITC you have claimed in 3B, or ITC you have reversed from 3B, tax debited from your cash ledger, which is actually went to the government account and not appearing in your electronic cash ledger as a balance. And then how do you have utilized your ITCs? So these are the automated and locked sales. They will catch the figures automatically. Now see, now I will come to the most important part of GST. Try to understand how your liability is determined for any year. So this working is for say 17, 18, and now I will also come into the same working for 18, 19. Now, if you understand this thing, which I'm going to show you right now, you got a 100% control of your GSTR 9. 100% control. You will understand form. You will be confident to fill GSTR 9, and trust me, you will not need a help from any single person. किसी को पूछने की जरूरत नहीं क्या करूं और क्या ना करूं. एक कॉन्सेप्ट है. But to understand this concept carefully, just imagine that you are a student, a honest student, that we are new to the class and now I want to grasp this concept. See, how to start it? There are two basic things. One is ITC and one is sale liability. GST is all about two things: input tax credit and liability on account of sales. Input tax credit on account of purchases and expenses, liability on account of sales and incomes. Only two things. इसी पे फोकस करना है. इसके बाहर GST है ही नहीं कुछ. ना कोई रूल है, ना कोई कायदा है, ना कोई कानून है। एक है बुक्स, एक है अपनी हॉनेस्टी, हमें सब कुछ डिस्क्लोज करना है, जो बनता है वो टैक्स पे करना है। आओ स्टार्ट करते हैं। तो अगर आप 17-18 में जाओ तो यू विल सी कि आईटीसी क्लेम ड्यूरिंग 17-18 ऑटो पॉपुलेटेड फिगर। ये दिस इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट, यू अंडरस्टैंड इट, आवर वेबिनार इज ओवर, वी डन विथ दिस। The net ITC claim during the 17-18 as per auto populated. This is the figure you have claimed in your 3B. This worksheet will catch this figure from your GSTR file report, which is there in Excel. You just need to copy and paste figure from your 3B file report. Only three things: ITC kitna claim kiya, how much ITC I have claimed. After that, how much cash has been debited, and how I have utilized the headwise ITC. Three things only. So what is the next? All types of ITCs as per books for 17-18, including transitional credit, but excluding ITC on RCM. All type of ITC as per books. ये फिगर आपने निकाली थी 1,16,81,000। ये कहां से आई? When you put your purchase detail here as per books, I am again repeating, as per books. This is everything, every ITC, irrespective of claim क्या किया क्या नहीं किया, but you feel that this is my ITC and I need this credit, that's it. I'm not going to lose this. So this is your ITC. Then if there is a ITC on RCM, only in the case if you have paid the cash boss, कैश ही नहीं पे किया, ITC भूल जाओ, आज नहीं मिलेगा आपको। आज समय पे पे करते, in many of my client what I do, the month there is a highest cash liability, no, suppose in a peak period there comes a time when stock get reduced and client get a heavy cash liability, because he is liable to pay 25 lakh of CGST and SGST. What I do, I manually put a huge figure of RCM on basis of my estimate कि साल भर का इतना होगा, उसी महीने में भरवा दो एडहॉक में, रिलैक्स हो जाओ, एक पैसे का फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, क्लाइंट का एक पैसा ज्यादा नहीं जाएगा, चालान की अमाउंट नहीं बढ़ेगी, पर मेक हिम पे एटलीस्ट योर एस्टिमेटेड अमाउंट एनी टाइम बिटवीन द ईयर. If you are doing it on regular basis, month on month, that is well and good. But if you have paid excess cash in RCM, that is even better. Pay cash, claim credit, be relaxed. जो होगा एनुअल रिटर्न में देख लेंगे. ज्यादा ही पे किया ना, कुछ नहीं बिगड़ा. क्या था आरसीएम में पूरे साल में 1,20,000 1,20,000 भरना था. एक दिन मेरे को लगा 1.5 लाख भर देता, कुछ नहीं फर्क पड़ा, कुछ नहीं. इधर 1.5 लाख बढ़ा, इधर क्रेडिट लिया, इधर जो अदर चालान थी रेगुलर की वो कम हो गई. व्हाट्स द लॉस? कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. चलिए अब इस वर्किंग को समझिए कि डिपार्टमेंट जब आपका स्क्रूटिनी करेगा, आपका ऑडिट करेगा, व्हाट दे विल डू. उनके दिमाग से सोचो कि वो आपसे चाहता क्या है, वो आपसे क्या पूछेगा, आपसे क्या मांगेगा, और ऐसा क्या हो सकता है कि जो आपको मुसीबत में ना लाए. ओके, so ITC reverse as per book or to be reversed. See, so now we will come to the figure. You can do it manually also if your concept is clear. No, you don't need a Excel, you can do it manually. First you need net ITC as per books for financial year 17-18. ये कि मेरा ये आईटीसी बनता है भाई, ये मेरा अधिकार है, ये फिगर पहले निकाल लो. कम टू दिस फिगर definitely same figure that you are getting from your purchase details, this 1,16,81,000. Now understand, now come to the concept. Now there are two things, just in case of ITC there are only two things. What two things? For 16-17, or sorry 17-18 first year of GST, only two possibilities in case of GST ITC. See. Again, question is what affects my ITC. ये एक सादा क्वेश्चन अगर आपके दिमाग में है, what affects my ITC. So what is my ITC? say for 2017-18 and 2018-19. ITC is ITC as per books. Mind it well. Someone ask you, 17-18 के लिए मेरा ITC क्या है? तो मेरा ITC है जो ITC मेरा as per books. Second question comes, what next? Two things. ITC से सिर्फ दो चीज समझ निकल के आएंगी. इसको समझ लिया तो कॉन्सेप्ट समझ लिया. First, ITC claim short in 3B. This is a one possibility 17-18 के लिए. कम क्लेम किया. दूसरा, ITC excess claimed in 3B. ITC excess claim कर लिया. इसके अलावा क्या हो सकता है? तीसरा केस है ITC excess claim and excess utilize. I will come to it later. पर उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है यूटिलाइजेशन, एक्स्ट्रा यूटिलाइजेशन का 9 से अभी लेना देना नहीं, उस पे आपको इंटरेस्ट भरना है, उस पे मैं आऊंगा. टू थिंग्स. अब देखो, ये दो चीजें हैं. 3B is saying that your IGST you have claimed is 72,000. Your book says that your ITC as per books is 72,000. Means ITC short claim भी नहीं है और ITC extra claim भी नहीं है. But here there is a problem in CGST. My book says my CGST ITC is 1,45,000. But while filing 3B, I claimed 1,48,000. Now there is a mismatch. Now, first come to the 17-18. We are into the 18-19. ये पूरा गेम 17-18 से समझो तो सही लगेगा. चलो, 17-18 में what is the case? My book says my 3B says, see this top figure where the crusher is right now, 1,16 lakh is my liability. Sorry, ITC I claimed in 3B. My book says 1,1681 and 1,494 is RCM. So I should have claimed 1,1682, but I claimed 1,1660. Now case is that I have short claimed my ITC. How much I have short claimed? 22,135. If I have short claimed, I have not shown in 3B, no. At the time of auditing, I come to know that my ITC, eligible ITC is 1,16,82,000. But while I was filing my 3B in 17-18, I took a credit of 1,16,60,000 only. So I have short claimed 22,135. Now what? Now I will claim this in next year ka 3B and tell government, tell the authority, tell the concerned revenue department that this is my situation. And I have short claimed my ITC of 22,135, which I am definitely not going to give in a ransom. I am going to claim it. I have claimed it. किया नहीं किया पता नहीं, पर छोड़ना तो नहीं है इसको. Tell the government मैंने आगे की 3B में लिया है. I have taken this credit in next अप्रैल, मई, जून, जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर तक का 3B. वैसे तो 17-18 के लिए 31 मार्च का टाइम दिया था, पर आप आज दिखा दो कि मेरा 22,000 शॉर्ट क्लेम है. एक्सेस होता तो वो भी दिखा दो. सवाल आता है दिखाना कहाँ. अब आते सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट वाले टेबल्स पे, GSTR 9 के. ये टेबल ही है सारे संकट की जड़. एडजस्टमेंट ऑफ 16-17 इन 17-18, adjustment of 17-18 in 18-19, and adjustment of 18-19 in 19-20. The same client I will be taking you again. सी ITC के मामले में दो चीजें हो सकती है. या तो यू हैव शॉर्ट क्लेम इन 3B और यू हैव टू एक्सेस क्लेम इन 3B. यू हैव टू शो इट समवेयर. अब ये हो गया 17-18 का. नाउ कम टू द 18-19. नाउ टेल मी, in 18-19 you have claimed 72,000 IGST, 1,48,000 of C and 1,48,000 of S. what you should have been claimed. आपने क्या क्लेम करना चाहिए था 1819 में? आपको क्लेम करना चाहिए था व्हाट इज एज पर यूर बुक्स फॉर 1819. चलो इसमें और करता, व्हाट, ओके, what amount of ITC I should have claimed in 3B of 1718. This is the question, no? कि मुझे क्या क्लेम करना चाहिए था? So you will say ITC as per books, but for 1819 it is not your ITC as per books. For 1819 it is your ITC as per books. Add ITC short claimed in 1718 minus ITC excess claimed in 1718. Are you getting my point? In 1819, what amount of ITC I should have claimed? ये सवाल का जवाब आपको अपने आप को देना पड़ेगा. You will have to answer this question to yourself. First, what is my ITC? The simple answer is ITC as per books. For 1718, it is true that you should have claimed ITC as per books, but you are not claimed. But what is for 1819? If someone asks you कि 3B में कितना claim करना था, make this formula. Whatever ITC as per books, 1 minute. Plus ITC short claim in 1718 that you are supposed to claim it. No, पिछले साल कम क्लेम कर लिया ना, तो इस साल तो करूंगा ना. माइनस आईटीसी एक्सेस क्लेम इन 1718. अगर मैंने एक्सेस क्लेम किया था तो कम कर दूंगा. हाँ, ये आपको समझना है. फिर हर साल क्या हो सकता है? व्हाट नेक्स्ट? डूइंग एनीथिंग करेक्टली. फिर टू थिंग्स आएगी, आईटीसी क्लेम शॉर्ट इन 3B, आईटीसी एक्सेस क्लेम इन 3B. ये same you can add a column for 1920. What is the actual ITC you are eligible to claim in 3B? ITC for 1920 अगले साल प्लस शॉर्ट क्लेम ऑफ 17-18 भी 18-19 भी माइनस एक्सेस क्लेम अगर किया था पिछले साल 18-19 में वो. तो दिस फॉर्मूला ये ध्यान में आ जाना चाहिए, इतना मेरा 3B में जाना चाहिए. एंड दिस वर्किंग विल गिव यू दैट एग्जैक्ट फिगर. सी व्हाट this working for 1819 tells you net ITC as per book, add short claim of ITC of previous year to be claim previous year 1718 to be claim in 1819, and less excess claim during 1718 to be reversed in 1819. You have done the working for the 1718, you know whether in 1718 you have excess claim or short claim. That figure will flow here automatically. So now we come at the figure, the ITC that should have been claimed in 3B during the year. This is the very important wordings. ITC that should have been claimed. What ITC should have been claimed? This one. ITC as per books for this year. For financial year 1819. Plus ITC short claim in 1718. Minus ITC excess claim in 1718. That I should have been claimed. Now, you will get two figures. What you have actually shown in 3B and what you were supposed to show in 3B. Again, you come to the two things. So these two things. Ya to at the end of 1718, you will get two things, that you have excess claim ITC or you have short claim ITC. 1718 में you will get two things. क्या? ITC short claim in 3B or ITC excess claim in 3B. Same two things you will get to know in 1819. Either you have excess claim the ITC which you will reverse in 1920 going ahead, or you have less claim in 1819 which you will claim in 1920 next year. This funda will repeat every year. Done. You are done with your ITC reconciliation. Just ask yourself one question: what is my ITC? It is ITC as per books for financial year. Yes. What amount of ITC I should have claimed in 3B? ITC is ITC as per books for first year, because उसके पहले का तो साल का कोई ITC था ही नहीं आपका, 16-17 का GST नहीं था, तो 17-18 के लिए आपका GST is GST as per books. ये करना चाहिए था मुझे. For 1890 and onwards, your formula will change for what is the amount of eligible ITC for you. It is what is for the financial year plus short claim in previous year minus excess claim in previous year, that you are supposed to reverse it here. Come to that figure. At the end of this working, you will get short ITC claim in 1819 to be claimed in 1920, or excess claim in 1819 to be reversed in 1920. Forget whether you have done this in 3B or not. I started with that point. Forget GSTR 3B, forget GSTR 1, forget GSTR 2A. It is all these things have nothing to do with your GSTR 9. Just your books, your ITC as per books, and your tax liability as per books, and what payment you have made to government using 3B. That's it. Now this working will give you the figure. Now I will come to that point, what to show and where to show in 9. Table number 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Now this ITC part is done. See, I will again repeat once, quick revision of ITC part for 17-18. So I am into the 17-18. What is your ITC? ITC as per books. Check what you have claimed in 3B. There will be only two things: excess claim, short claim. Note it down for 17-18. You are done with the 17-18 ITC का reconciliation. इतना करना था, इतना किया. ज्यादा किया तो पता कर लो, कम किया तो पता कर लो. That's it. वो जाएगा, आपके रिटर्न का पार्ट है, वो 9 में दिखाना पड़ेगा. Similarly, 18-19 में your ITC is what? साल का क्या है एज पर बुक्स, प्लस पिछले साल कम किया होगा 17-18 में, तो इस साल ले लूंगा. पिछले साल ज्यादा ले लिया तो इस साल कम कर दूंगा उतना. You are done with the reconciliation of ITC. Now come to the liability part. What is 17-18? What is your actual tax liability of 17-18? Irrespective of what you have shown in GSTR 1, 3B, forget. What is your actual liability as per books? Come to that. What is your actual liability as per RCM as per books? Come to that. Just come to the amount that 1,01,17,000 is my tax liability which I was supposed to pay to the government in 17-18. Now, but what is my, note it down, tax liability for 17-18? Answer is tax liability for 17-18 as per books. This is the final answer, that my tax liability is liability for 17-18 as per books. But formula for 18-19 onwards will change. The formula will become your tax liability for 18-19 as per books plus tax short paid in 2017-18. It is possible, no? You are short paid the tax via 3B. Now you have to show you are paying in 18-19, no? If not paid by DRC 03. So at the time of auditing 17-18, if there is a short pay tax, pay by DRC 03. But what if my January 2018 liability I paid in the 3B of August 2018? I come to know that I have short paid the tax. I was not aware of DRC 03 in 2017. So I paid that using my 3B. So if that is the case, so I have got someone's comment if this video is recorded. I guess this video is been streaming live on YouTube, and it is also been recorded by CA Club India. So just ask them if they can make this available later. So come to this point. What is your liability for 1819? It is your tax liability for 1819 as per books that you are definitely going to pay. Yes, we are short paid the tax in 1718, you are supposed to pay in 1819 minus tax excess paid in 2017-18. It is also a case in for many people that I have excess paid cash. जरूरत नहीं था पे कर दिया, बाद में पता चला टैक्स 50,000 ज्यादा जाएगा. ऑल राइट. सो ये कॉन्सेप्ट आपका ये वर्किंग क्लियर कर देता है. ये जो हम देख रहे हैं ना एक्सेल, दिस विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यू. ये इसी कॉन्सेप्ट पे ये वर्किंग बनी हुई है कि मेरा आईटीसी क्या है फॉर पर्टिकुलर ईयर और मेरी लायबिलिटी क्या है. खेल खत्म. इफ आई करेक्टली डिराइव what is my liability and what is my ITC and how much I have paid and how much I have less paid, I have excess paid, I am done with everything. No one is going to question me. If I am clean, I have paid my liability. If not paid using DRC 03, I will show कि अगले financial year के 3B में I have paid. I have paid this in next financial year 3B. The question is how to show and where to show. That is the most confusing part. So if you go, if you analyze and actually put your client figure in this worksheet, no, you will get much clear picture. And once you get a comfort, no one can stop you from filing the correct GSTR9. So if you move ahead, if you continue with this, see here also it asks you your tax liability on sales, your tax liability on RCM, your actual tax liability, add liability of previous year 17-18 to be paid in current year 18-19 via 3B, or excess paid in 17-18, so short paid in current year. This all figure you will get auto-populated from everywhere. Just understand, if you are going to use this worksheet, this Excel file, you should be able to know that what is happening here, not just a mechanic one. You can challenge me, question me anytime. When I started making this with version 1 long back, now today I'm into the version 11. Some inputs I received from the clients, the people who have downloaded it, used it. So see, after this thing, if you once you determine your liability for say 17-18 and then again for 18-19 also, now what a department is going to ask you, because this is your liability. Yes, agreed. Now what? We pay our liability either using ITC or using cash. And that's what I tell you. You need only two things. You need only two things from your 3B. How much tax you have paid using ITC and how much tax you have paid using your cash. And that is what table number 9 of GSTR 9 gives you. Do nothing, कुछ मत छेड़ो उसमें. टेबल नंबर 9 में वही मिलता है हमें. हमारा टैक्स का पेमेंट आईटीसी से कितना हुआ और कैश में कितना हुआ. डिपार्टमेंट भी स्क्रूटिनी करेगा तो क्या पूछेगा आपको, बता, टेल मी व्हाट इज योर लायबिलिटी. यू विल टेल सर 1 crore 84 lakh, 1 crore 48 lakh is my liability. Okay, sir, I have paid cash of 25,000. Okay, and I have paid using the ITC 147. So I total tax paid is 148.26. What else? Have I paid the excess cash? No, sir. Have I paid the short tax? Yes, sir. कम पे किया ना. From 3B file report, I have paid less tax to the government, either by the cash or by the ITC. What next? If you have paid less, there are two ways. Either use DRC 03, or what? Or use next year का 3B. If you use the next year का 3B, 19-20 में automatically you will be showing it as a liability. Again, ये था पिछले साल का, करना ही पड़ेगा ना. दो रास्ते हैं ना, अगर साल की लायबिलिटी ऑडिट करते वक्त 9 के वक्त निकलती है. Now I am liable to pay the tax. What are the two options to you? You are declaring that you are liable to pay. This is my liability. I have paid via cash and I have paid via ITC. Unhidden 3B में दिख रहा है, इसको आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते. लायबिलिटी आपने डिक्लेयर कर दी. Now what? या तो टैक्स कम पे किया है या तो ज्यादा पे किया है। ज्यादा पे किया तो अगले साल कम पे करूंगा। कैसे? मैं दिखाऊंगा ऑडिट में कैसे दिखाना, 9 में कैसे दिखाना। कम अगर पे किया है तो जिम्मेदारी बनती है पैसा भरो, पे द कैश। हाउ हाउ टू पे द कैश? आइदर बाय DRC 03 for the same year or pull it to the next year, then tell them in next financial year का जून का 3 भी आया और paid it, let's it be dragged into the next year का annual return then, or finish the case. So this worksheet give you the facility. You can manually enter the amount. If you are paying it by a DRC 03 already paid, well and fine. Now you want to pay, well and fine. Put that figure. If you are paying it by DRC 03, your unpaid liability for 18-19 is now zero. Is now zero. If you delete this figure, say right, I am doing it zero. Now what does that mean? Your my unpaid liability of 18-19 is again 24,000, 24,000. What next? Unpaid liability of current year to pay in next year 1920 via 3B. If you are already paid, you will have to tell government, no, yes, this is my liability for 18-19. I don't deny this. And I also tell you that in 1923B, somewhere I have paid it. I realized and I paid. That also you need to show in annual return. So nobody is going to question you. So you choose your way. If you want to pay the challan, you pay the challan. If you don't want to pay DRC 03, drag it to the next financial year. Game over. See, after all, once you do all these things, what you get and what you are supposed to feel in table number 10, 11, 12, and 13. I request all of you to take a screenshot of this thing. 1 minute. Let me come to the 17-18 first. When you will be filing the GSTR 9 of 17-18, table number 10, 11, 12, 13 not relevant. कुछ भी नहीं भरना इसमें. You have to show no figure in table number 10, 11, 12, and 13 for 17-18. See, what is the table number 10 of 17-18? It shows the short paid tax in 16-17, which is not a case. Possible ही नहीं है because there was no previous year. 16-17 के adjustment, if you have done in 17-18, then you will be using table number 10, 11, 12, 13 for 17-18. So tip, like a stockbroker gives a tip, no. So I have a tip. For GSTR 9 of 2017-18, don't use table 10, 11, 12, 13. Use ही नहीं करना है. For GSTR 9 of 17-18, don't use table 10, 11, 12, 13. Purpose ही नहीं है इसका. Because if you read the heading, table number 10 shows short paid tax in short paid in 16-17, now paid in 17-18. Not a case. Tax excess paid in 16-17, now short paid in 17-18. Not a case. Now you will ask me, sir, how do you decide these nomenclatures? Because these are nowhere. This is my understanding and my concept of table number 10, 11, 12, and 13. What is table number 12? ITC short claim in 16-17, now claim in 17-18. It is also not a case. ITC excess claim in 16-17. अब जब 16-17 में कुछ था ही नहीं, तो उससे जुड़ी हुई एडजस्टमेंट 17-18 के टेबल में क्यों दिखानी? There was no GST in 16-17. So no 16-17 adjustment will flow into the 17-18. So that's why I'm telling you. This tip in GSTR 9 of 17-18, don't use table 10, 11, 12, 13. Case closed. Because had there a GST in 16-17, then those adjustments would have flown in table number 10, 11, 12, and 13 of 17-18. But that is not the case. Now your heartbeat might be high. हमने तो भर दिया तो ठीक है. वर्किंग से करेक्ट कर लो उसको. गया वो तो कुछ नहीं चेंज होने वाला. फॉरगेट इट. जीएसटी में एक ही रूल है. Once you file something, forget it. Once you file something, forget it. Never look at it again, except your B2B invoices and your B2B invoices and your 2A. So भूल जाओ. Okay. Then what? 1819 में मुझे क्या दिखाना है? If I'm filing the GSTR 9 for 1819, I am very much using the table number 10, 11, 12, and 13. Take a screenshot of this. This is the table number 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now let's come to that thing. Okay, come. So this headwise working is over. Now see, if you put all those figures now, I'm not going to come on this interest on excess ITC utilized and interest on short payment of tax. That will require a separate webinar, I guess. Now you come to this ready to file GSTR 9. Just look at this and we will be able to conclude this session right away. How your GSTR 9 looks actually. You have to show 4MA taxable B2C sales, 4BMA taxable B2B sales, zero rated sale, export sale, and everything. This is your total turnover as per the books, all above except expenses on RCM. I guess there are very few cases who pay taxes on advances. If you want to pay, you can include it on your own will. But I have purposely deleted it to make it simple. Going ahead, if you see table number 6 is all about your ITC. I have clearly mentioned 6B is ITC as per books. 6C and D ITC as per RCM. If you have actually paid the cash, then only claim the credit, otherwise forget it. Then your whatever other type of Tran 1 input tax credit is this. So go by the books, fill the table number 4, 5, and 6. 7, if you wish, if you want to disclose that these are my ineligible ITCs, actually I was not aware earlier, but now I feel I don't want to avail those ITCs, show it to the government. Fair enough. Otherwise he will reject badly. Go honest and show your all those ITCs which you are not supposed to claim under rule 17, 39, 49, 43, 75, and Tran 1 and so on. All right, got the point? Of C. Your table number 8C is very important. Again, I am telling you, next tip, write it down. कहीं पे भी लिख के रख दो. Ignore table 8 of GSTR 9. Just use 8C. टेबल 8 को छोड़ दो, किसी का बाप उसको रिकंसाइल नहीं कर सकता. वो इस कॉन्सेप्ट पे बना है. द कॉन्सेप्ट विच द मेकर ऑफ GSTN is used for table number 8 is that they believe everything which is there in a book, that is exactly as there in a 3B, that exactly is there in 1, and that is exactly in 2A. They believe that everything goes exact. So that is their very concept. This is not a case. Just don't bother to reconcile anything in table number 8. Just use table 8C, nothing else. What to show in 8C? ITC of 1819, we are going to audit 1819 now, no? ITC of 1819 not claimed in 1819 but claimed in 1920. We come to that figure, no? If you have short claim ITC, you have to tell the government that my ITC was 2 crore. I claim only 1 crore 80 lakh. So 20 lakh rupees of 1819 I will be claiming in 1920. That thing you need to disclose in table number 8C. So I'm going to take you to the table number 8C. Table number 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, and that's it. Now table number 10, see, table number 10, 11, 12, 13 of 17, 18 is of no use. But what does the table number 10 of 18, 19 tells? This is my wording. Tax short paid in 17, 18, but paid in 18, 19 in 3B. This is the case, no? In 17, 18, you are short paid your tax. Now in 1819, you are going to pay that tax in 3B. You have to disclose that figure here. But if you use this Excel utility, it will be of a great help. It will not miss a single thing. But concept is clear, you can do it manually also. Then table number 11, actually its nomenclature has to be like this. The tax excess paid in 1718, now short paid in 1819. If that is the case, you have to disclose it here. Then if ITC excess claim in 1718, there was an excess claim of ITC in 1718, definitely you were supposed to reverse in 1819. If you are done, whether not done in 3B actual sense, tell government that this is what I was supposed to done. I'm again telling you, forget what you have done in 3B. If you look there and try to identify whether I have actually done it or not, you are lost. You'll never be able to reconcile anything. Trust your books and show them that I had excess claimed some of the ITC in 1718 and now I was supposed to reverse it in 1819. Further, ITC, if you have short claim in 1718, पिछले साल, then definitely tell them that we have claimed it in the 3B of this year, 1819, and move on. That's it. That is done. So most important topic part is table number 4. Table number 4. 4 is important. 5 is nominal because 5 से कोई liability आता नहीं है. पर turnover के match करने के लिए 5 को you have to give importance. 6 ITCs you will have to disclose strictly as per books. 6B में whatever your book ITC, don't forget to mention the correct amount. लिया नहीं लिया 3B में दिखाया नहीं दिखाया forget. Books पकड़ो टेबल नंबर 4 एंड टेबल नंबर 6 भर दो. Books पकड़ो टेबल नंबर 4 टेबल नंबर 6 भर दो. Pick your book, jump on the table number 4 and table number 6. Get relaxed. Now rest part is your adjustment. Even if you not disclose this, they will understand that what you needed to show it here. But show it honestly. ये automated है. If you pick a book figure, everything is automated. They will understand it automated. You can get those figure automated. Now you have to feel, most importantly, 8C. Let the government authority know that you have short claim your ITC and in next period you are going to claim it. You are not going to lose it anyway. At least disclose it. They may deny later. आपने तो बोला ही नहीं था एनुअल रिटर्न में, फिर हम क्यों माने? इसका मतलब है कि आपने जाने दिया नहीं बाबा, हम दिखाएंगे. 8C इंपॉर्टेंट है. वी विल बी यूजिंग 8C. फॉरगेट अबाउट 8. कुछ नहीं देखना है उसमें, इग्नोर करो, आगे बढ़ो. टेबल नंबर 10, take a screenshot. Very important screenshot of table number 10, 11, 12, 13 of say 18, 19. These are all the adjustment of 17, 18 to be made in 18, 19. 17, 18 के एडजस्टमेंट 18, 19 में क्या की है इसका डिस्क्लोजर है टेबल नंबर 10, 11, 12, 13. इसीलिए बोला कि when you file the GSTR 9 for 17, 18, ignore, just simply ignore table number 10, 11, 12, 13 because all these will amount to adjustment of 16, 17 in 17, 18, which is not the case because in 16, 17 there was no GST at all. था ही नहीं, तो सवाल ही नहीं आता. ओके, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, जहां सबकी जान अटकी होती है, लायबिलिटी आ गई, अब क्या? तो टैक्स प्रैक्टिशनर बोलता है DRC 03 भरो. नहीं भरना DRC 03, नहीं भरना. आगे के 3B में भरा है या भरा है दिखाना है, जो मर्जी आपकी 14 में निकाल दो, या तो DRC 03 भरो. इसका नाम देखो क्या है, इसका नाम उन्होंने देना चाहिए था, उन्होंने कुछ अजीब लिख रखा है. यह है टैक्स शॉर्ट पेड ड्यूरिंग 1819 but paid via 3B in 1920. Yes, you are admitting you are short paid tax, but you don't want to pay by DRC. You want to tell them that we will be paying this using 3B of next financial year. So that's it. That was from my side on all the understanding of this form, except the calculation of interest on excess ITC utilized and interest on short payment of tax. Maybe if we are allowed by CA Club India, I would be glad to take another session. So please, yeah, Insha, go ahead.
Yes, so we would be glad to have another session with you too.
Okay.
I think most of the questions were answered during the session. If any of the questions were not answered, participants can please post it again, and sir can take the questions now.
I guess if we allow them to open their mics, so that would be great. I mean,
Yes, yes, sure.
instead of,
If anyone wants to ask sir directly, they can unmute themselves.
yeah. So instead of comments, just unmute yourself. You can ask the question if you have any.
Are there any questions?
See, I always believe, being a teacher, I always tell my student, if you don't ask question, there are only two possibilities. First, I have tell you everything so extremely well that there is no question that a doubt may arise. Second thing, you just don't bother what I told. So there are no questions at all. So there has to be one of the two things that you have got everything which I told you. You're least bothered about anything.
Participants are requesting for the Excel sheet.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Excel sheet
yeah,
and
yeah.
notes.
Excel sheets. These Excel sheets were available on CA Club India, but you can go to the website gst.dineshwadera.com. See, it is right there on the screen. This website is gst.
I'll just type it in the
No, no,
chat
no.
box
That is
as
my
well.
email ID. 1 minute. gst.dineshwadera.com is the site name. That's it. This is the place you will get this Excel sheet. I will talk to Ainsha and we'll try to update the latest version on CA Club India as well.
Yes, sure. So I believe there are no questions and all the doubts are cleared of the participants.
Mhm.
So I think we can. Yes, there are no more questions. Just the sheet, as sir said, you can visit his website or you can visit our CA Club India website. We'll also update it on our website. So thank you so much, sir, for this insightful session. We have all had a lot to learn from this, and we will love to have another session with you as well.
Definitely, I would be glad to have one. So, shall we end this session here?
Yes, yes,
All
sure,
right.
sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank
CA
you.
Club India, and all the fantastic audience. Thank you so much.